Okay, just getting confirmation with the chat to make sure that everything's all good and clean. Jesus. God. Oh my god. I hate everything. I hate everything. So just gonna listen into the stream real quick, just make sure that everything's set. Since I believe it was 2021 is when. Okay, I didn't realize how yeah, I didn't realize how soft sounded I was. Good lord. All right, I guess I'm gonna keep the mic super close to my mouth then. I guess that's super fun. Uh, I'm hoping everything is good here. Nobody's messaging in chat. Even though I typed in chat, I'm really hoping that everything is good. Uh. So I'm just gonna assume that everything's okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get ready to launch into game here. So, all right, so first round of TCL KEG versus ONUR6. It looks like ONUR6 has started off. Their first map is going to be Assault on Steps. Okay. So if I'm trying to remember exactly where the assault base is. If I'm correct, the assault base should be. I believe it should be at about C1. I believe is where assault is gonna be. So that's interesting. Um, Under 6 already has a bunch of their tanks picked. So we're going to see. As a friendly reminder, this is actually going to be a Tier 8 match. So, Step specifically, I'm expecting to see a lot of stockades. I'm expecting to see. Honestly, I might expect to see a Vanguard, or chances are the more, I guess you could say, meta tank would be the Aguila for light tank wise. Now, defense doesn't necessarily need uh, the light tank because the offense has to come to them. And I believe ONUR 6 is opting to go into defense first. So there's one of two ways that you can normally play this lineup. You can either play super beefy with a lot of HP in your tanks and just basically stall at the timer, or you can play for the raw skill balance and go more into a brawling style using the hills and the ridges to basically go from there. I'm expecting a lot of counter spotting. I think both teams will probably end up fielding a light. I don't necessarily. Okay, so they are. All right, so it looks like so originally the match is supposed to be an 8v8. ONUR 6 is having a problem fielding players, so KEG is going to match 7v7. So it's going to be a tier 8 7v7 match. ONUR 6 has already had all their tanks picked. Now, from what it looks like, they've got 4 premiums and 3 tech tree tanks. I'm curious to see what premiums they pick. So light tank wise, they'll probably go with the Aguila or they'll go with one of the variants of the Bulldog. They may go with the Vanguard. I wouldn't want the Vanguard on this map specifically. KEG, on the other hand, is also fielding 4 premiums as well, at least that we're seeing right now. I am curious to see what mediums and heavies they're going to play. The other issue is ONUR 6, because I believe Team 1 is Defender. So is ONUR 6 actually going to field a TD in this case? I'm probably going to say no. Specifically on, well, I mean, I guess there must have been a bug or a mess up, and they swapped the availability in the settings, which is why we no longer have the map available right now. But it was steps, for those of you just tuning in. So, okay. All right, so it is steps. So, first step specifically, unless it's a TD that has a decent chunk of armor, I probably wouldn't want it. And the ones that do have armor at tier 8, I'm honestly not a fan of. That primarily being the Diamondback and actually, now that I think about it, that's probably it. The Diamondback or the Tier 8 in the Sturm Tiger line. I have no idea what the name of it is. But those tanks are, in my opinion, a little, a little too slow to deal with the size of this map. So very, very, very excited to see what they pick. All right. So Keg, it looks like is going to be fielding some more premiums. They've got 5 locked and loaded. They're going to need 2 more. I'm taking a look at the chat right now and figuring out exactly what is going on. Okay, so they're relocking, they're prepping, and I think Keg is just getting the last of their tanks picked. All right, so let's see here. All right, so they need 1 more tank to be fielded, and then they will be all set, ready to go. So, for those of you that are going to be in the YouTube comments, please let me know now. Who do you think is going to win the best of 5? Is it going to be ONUR6 or is it going to be Keg? No cheating and going to the end of the time. I want to know what y'all actually think. Put it in and then put a comment underneath saying whether you were right or wrong. Let me know. I would love to see that. All right, chat, and here we go. First match. Back as Shoutcaster Dom. Here we go. KEGSOK versus ONUR6. I am so excited. And yes, ONUR6 is going to be defending first. And I was right. The base is going to be here at DC1. So on the side of Keg, we have we've got T32, T34, Ragnarok, Double Barask, T41E1, and the Yazi. On the side of ONUR6, we actually have a lot of the same tank. We've got triple T32, triple Stone Colds, and Ghost is Mad in the Defender. So if I'm correct, the rules state that you can have 3 of the same tank. However, they cannot be 3 of the same tank with different names. For example, if this was tier 10, if it was the Valor and the T45, I believe, the different names. All right, so it looks like we've got the Stone Colds coming up here, getting some early spots. Samurai out in the T41E1. He needs to be careful. Those Stone Colds, if they track him, because I believe, unless they're running... Okay, so it looks like they're actually running the double shotters. That's nice to see. Sam did get a little bit of damage here. He's also going to nail the rock. Ooh, that's going to be... It feels bad. So the majority of the T-32s here are sitting in the back, chilling. We do have 1 T-32 Brother Butane up on the backside here of the tracks. He's going to go ahead and get a nice little hold down spot. At Tier 8, it is really hard to pen the T-32s. So getting that nice little spot to see if anybody peeks over here is going to be really solid. Now, what ONUR6 does not realize is that there's only a couple members from Keg over here. They've got a Barask and a Ragnarok kind of just chilling here on the backside. They've got another Barask over here with Boldy. Sam is over here in the middle trying to get whatever spots. He's getting a little too aggressive here. If he goes any more aggressive, he could actually take a lot of damage. And it looks like we're actually going to get a massive flank here by J-Dog and Captain Wolf Hunter and the T-34 and T-32. They're going to be on the backside. They may actually get a little bit of bleeds. Unfortunately, they're actually going to get spotted a little bit early. And so it looks like it's going to be a standstill from here. Keg is bleeding a lot of HP. I think they realize that they have the overmatch here with the Ragnarok and the Barask on the far side, kind of dealing with them. And now we're gonna start to see some more shots get thrown. Captain Wolfhunter needs to be careful. He's going on the right side of the rocks. If the Stone Colds come over this ridge right here, right directly in front, it could prove to be an issue. Monster is actually going to take a decent chunk of damage here. Sam is going to go directly straight in, and he's going to start providing a little bit of a distraction. He's going to get directly onto the camp. He's going to wait for the defender to get reloaded. He's going to run all the way around the side. Now, T-32s are trying to do what they can over here to stop the push on these backsides. T-32 is going to move forward. And unfortunately, Sam is going to go down. Now the Stone Colds can possibly get bled from the backside. Boldy and the Barask needs to move up and start being able to provide counter shots here. Captain Wolfhunter, J-Dog, and Crazy Taz need to provide some form of damage, keep them focused over on this side, allowing the Barasks and the Ragnarok to be able to come in, clip out, move out. Sam going down early was very, very painful, as now they no longer officially have a spotter that can run around and kind of play the map as they want. Cutter and the Stone Cold is going to be full sending it here in between Captain Wolfhunter and J-Dog. This could be a major issue. It looks like they're getting, ONUR6 is getting ready for a full-on push right now. This could be devastating for Keg if they full-on push, and they are going to absolutely go for it. The Barask and the Ragnaroks, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Double Barask going in on the Stone Cold, the Ragnaroks going in. Unfortunately, both Barasks are on reload right now. The T-34 and T-32 over here on Keg are currently in the middle of fighting. Crazy Taz is backing up a little bit, trying to provide cover while he can. Captain Wolfhunter and the T-32 taking shots back and forth. Ooh, Cutter's going to go down to the Stone Cold. Wolfhunter needs to be careful about his left side. If he can get reloaded and get a shot into the Metallica boy here, that's going to go down. They actually have the man advantage now here on this side. All right, so J-Dog's going to end up going down. Wolfhunter holding this corner here. They are not going to be able to push freely. Taz is over here on the top. If they push over, Taz may actually get some really free shots. Wolfhunter needs to be careful, though. The rest of the Barasks and the Ragnarok now finish up with the Stone Cold or moving in. Sneepri and the Barask needs to get both shots off if he wants to make this a full-on good game here. Needs to be able to get both pens. Unfortunately, one of the Barasks is down. The other Barask, Sneepri, actually gets in, comes in, and gets the kill on Monster. Now all that's left is Brother Butane, and Ghost is mad. All that's left trying to defend here. Brother Butane currently sitting on 420 HP. Nice. Ghost is mad on 1207. Ghost is mad and unfortunately, Ghost is mad is about to have what it looks like is a Yazi on his backside here. Did the Yazi bounce? Wolfhunter actually is going to end up going down here. Barasks looks like Sneepri is reloading. The defender's actually going to get over. Is he going to get reloaded and kill Sneepri in time? He is. He's going to go down. All that's left on the side of Keg right now is the Yazi, who is loaded, ready to go. He can take out the T-32, but he needs to be careful. He might be able to play this out if he can get some really decent spots, possibly getting some pot shots here or there. Unfortunately, he is on the Crazy Taz is on the offense here. So now he has to play the waiting game. He's got to wait till one of them separates and pick them off slowly but surely. The Yazi, for the size of gun that it has a decent reload. Unfortunately, I think what killed Keg here was their lack of focus and the fact that they didn't move in a little bit sooner. They should have waited. They honestly should have held their shells the moment they saw them push, because they could have immediately gone into Stone Cold. I feel like their focusing could have been a little bit better here. Taz is going to take some crazy damage here. That was some really bad hits that he just took. And unfortunately, I don't think he got a single shell on either one of them. Ghost is mad in the defender, getting a massive hit on him. Unfortunately, like I said, most of the TDs here in Tier 8 do not have a lot of great armor. Thankfully, Taz has got a decent slope here. Unfortunately, there's really not much he can do on this rock. The moment Ghost gets around, he's probably going to be able to get a shot on him in the backside. Taz needs to be careful. He needs to realize that Ghost is mad is next to him. If he pops over... Ooh, this is rough. If Taz needs to be careful here. Ooh, Taz is actually going to get taken out there. First match is going to end up going over to ONUR6. What a crazy match that was. All right, so ONUR6 is going to go up 1-0 in the series. I am going to remind everyone to please be to please play nice while you are in the chat. As a reminder, I am a third party in this instance, so I am just covering the matches as of the moment. Now, going on the side of Keg, we've got J-Dog in the T-34 with 2,700, Captain Wolf in the T-32 with 1 kill, 1,900, Mad Ronin on the Ragnarok, 1 kill, 1,700, Boldy BBR in the Barask, 1,300, Sneepri in the Barask, 2 kills, 800, Crazy Taz in the Yazzie, 1 kill, 300, and Sam in the T-41E1 with 0. On the side of ONUR6, we have the T-30. We've got Brother Putain in the T-32 with 3 kills, 2,800. Metallica in the T-32, 1,500. Ghost is Mad in the Defender, 3 kills, 1,200. Uncle Buck in the Stone Cold, 1,100. Monster in the T-32, 1 kill, 900. Cutter in the Stone Cold, 800. And Long Key in the Stone Cold, 500. So, one of the biggest things, in my opinion, that definitely led to Keg losing was they didn't recognize that ONUR6 was getting ready to push, and they lacked a little bit of vision. And part of that is I think Samurai got a little too zealous with trying to go spot. On steps, you don't have to do active spotting. You can. There's a lot of places where you can get decent spots. There are the ridge lines up on the 7-8 line. There's the middle section where you can pop in and out because it is very hard, specifically the way that Keg set their system up to where if Sam was in the river, they couldn't actively go into the river without getting punished. They got a little too zealous there, and they ended up losing him. And for those of you that don't know, the T-41E1 is a phenomenal version of the Bulldog. I believe it's got a 10-shell clip, and it does a decent chunk of damage. So having that gun out super early in the game, not fun. And I think the biggest issue for Keg was their lack of connection on shots, either bounces or just not getting pens / crits to at least track. So that was a little rough to see. Oh, nope, they don't want. There we go. All right, we're back. All right, now we've officially swapped sides. So. ONUR6 is back, and they're on offense. Keg is now on defense. I'm very curious to see. ONUR6 went with a fairly heavy lineup. I wonder if they're going to go with something a little bit lighter this time, maybe some more roamers. I don't think they'll field double Barask. I feel like they'll definitely field at least one of the Barasks. Keg, on the other hand, I think the biggest issue that they need right now is to focus fire on their shots. They need to have some very, very solid call-outs here. If they can manage to get a solid call-outs here and just stall ONUR6 from being able to push freely, they should be good to go. I apologize. Talking so much, I needed to take a thippy thip. So, as a reminder, I'm going to also go ahead and you'll hear this. Well, you'll see this in the chat before I say it, but there is a 5-minute delay, so I do apologize. Again, I will not be paying attention to chat nearly as much / responding. But again, while we have the downtime in between the matches, thank you, Brad, for the resub with your Twitch Prime at 8 months. And thank you to Black Shirts 86 for the follow. Much appreciated. Oh, okay. I liked the T-32 plays. I think ONUR6, the biggest issue was I think ONUR6 actually also made a critical mistake, which was they only brought one of the Stone Colds over. What they should have done is, in my opinion, they should have rotated all of the Stone Colds over, forced their way through Keg, and then turned around and killed the rest of the Barasks and the Ragnarok. Them taking one of the Stone Colds and then leaving the other two allowed the other two Stone Colds to get clipped out by the Barask and the Ragnarok. But based on what I saw that last match, it was very, very close. Again, it was down to a 1 to 2 tank difference. So again, I think that the key here for winning steps is going to be hitting your shots, finding the ridge lines. That's where Keg needs to defend from properly. They need to get a decent wide fan. I actually don't want Keg to field a light tank. As much as I love light tanks, I cannot actively say that they should field a light tank here on defense. I think if they field anything, they should field a Barask or another medium that has incredibly good spotting with a decent amount of camo. If they do field a light tank, in my opinion, they will be at a disadvantage because on defense, you want raw HP. You want that hold down power because offense has to come to you. So if they do field a light tank, I feel like they're just throwing away what could have been possibly an additional 300 to 400 HP and another, 80 to 100 millimeters of armor. That would require at least a couple more premium rounds to throw into. With that being said, we are finally going to get the 8th member for ONUR6, so we are going to be back to an 8v8. They did play the first match as a 7v7. Again, that was a gentleman's agreement that both teams agreed on. Now that they've got the 8th, they will now be playing with 8v8. Again, this is just what they are deciding. They're getting ready to go ahead and launch, and let me see what they've got. Seeing roughly about the same amount of tech trees and standard. I'm very excited. I want to see ONUR6 play something a little bit more roamy. Give me another Barask. Give me a Dragon. A Dragon with Hesh is phenomenal. And interestingly enough, I am actually going to get to see one of the TDs at Tier 8. We are going to actually see Crazy Taz in the Bone Shaker. Now, Taz, as you guys saw last game, was playing the Yazi. So, going off of this game, we've got, on the side of Keg, Boldy in the Patriot, Captain in the T-32, Flirter in the T-32, J-Dog in the T-34, Sneepre in the Fatherland, Mad Ronin in the Ragnarok, Sam in the Barask, and Taz in the Bone Shaker. Then on the side of ONUR6, we have Butane in the T-32, Metallica in the T-32, Black Shirts in the T-32, Scourge being ran by Monster, Ghost in the TL1 LPC, Long Key in the Stone Cold, Uncle Buck in the Stone Cold, and Cutter is actually going to be fielding the Aguila here. Very interesting. And I'm loving this. Cutter and the Aguila getting an early spot here on the right side, possibly seeing where they're going. And Sam took, and I guess he could read my mind because I am on a 5-minute delay. He did, in fact, go for the Barask. And I am very, very happy with that decision. I am a much bigger fan of that. Now, Keg is actually doing a full stack up here. Over here between D2 and E3. What I'd like to see them do is I'd actually like to see them get a little bit lower and possibly hide in between these rocks. So that way the moment they come around this middle section here, they just get absolutely blasted with shells. And we're actually going to see Sam take a little bit of damage here. Where on earth is Sam? So there we go. There's Sam. Sam getting a little bit of damage here. Actually taking a little bit of damage from Cutter here in the Aguila. Getting some solid shots. Cutter getting pushed. Cutter pushing both Sam and Mad Ronin out is a little bit frustrating. Seeing that happen. Sam just... But okay, now Sam is set up on the ridgeline here along the lines of where the tracks are. So now we're going to see exactly what happens. Alright, so... we are going to see the full stack up, and it looks like we are going to see a slow push, not a fast push. We are going to see a slow, steady push coming from ONUR6. They're going to be coming around and trying to take the upper part of the ridge here. Now, thankfully, and they're going to go ahead and actually spring part of their plan. Boldy! Ooh! Boldy's actually going to get a bad bounce there. J-Dog's going to take some decent chunks. They need to get some decent bleeds here. This was actually... Keg actually had the perfect slot here, right? They had this whole area to kind of set up and get nice, decent flanks, and they're just not able to. Sam going out super out of the open, getting caught. Yeah, that's going to be hurt. Sam, you've got to hold back. That is super bad when you go in like that. They are now down a Barask and down a 2-shot autoloader. Now ONUR6 can kind of take it slowly but surely, and they're slowly going to start pushing in here. JGOG in the T-34 taking some serious fire. He needs to get down below and get on this little ridge. He's just getting auto-penned by Metallica in the T-32. That is a bit rough, my man. Getting a solid shot back, and it looks like Cutter and Ghost are going to be coming over the tracks, and they're going to start getting the flank here. If they start getting shots in, and this is where things are going to start getting bad for Keg. Bone Shaker Taz is going to start having to now focus them on that far side instead of having to give defense. J-Dog taking some damage. J-Dog is down. Captain Wolf Hunter also goes down. Boldy, Flirter, Sneepre, and Mad Ronin are all that are left here. No, Taz is here in the back in the Bone Shaker, trying to provide what cover he can for Ronin. Ronin, it looks like, is about to get reloaded. He has absolutely zero cover. Ronin, honestly, what he needs to do is he needs to back up as best as possible and just provide cover for Taz. Unfortunately, it looks like ONUR6 is going to get over here, and they're going to start throwing shells. And it looks like Flirter holding off Monster and Metallica, trying to get bounces where she can. Going to take a little bit of damage here, slowly but surely getting bled out over time. All that's left on the side of Keg is going to be Boldy, Sneepre, and Taz. Taz left on 1 to 2 shots of HP, and it looks like we're going to go ahead and see Matt down. Taz now on a 1-shot. Boldy is the only heavy left alive. Trying to get their last shots. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. ONUR6 is going to go ahead and take game number 2. Absolutely insane. I have zero words. Let's just go over the scores real quick. So, Boldy and the Patriot, 1 kill, 1,600. Taz and the Bone Shaker, 1,100. Flirter in the T-32, 700. Mad Ronin in the Ragnarok, 600. Jagog in the T-34, 300. Captain Wolf in the T-32, 300. Sneepre in the Fatherland, 24 damage. And Samurai in the Barask, 0 damage. On the side of ONUR6, Butane in the T-32, 2 kills, 2,700 damage. Cutter in the Aguila, 4 kills, 2,300. Metallica in the T-32, 1 kill, 1,500. Uncle Buck in the Stone Cold, 1 kill, 1,500. Ghost in the TL1LPC, 1,400. Black Shirt in the T-32, 1,100. Long Key in the Stone Cold, 500. And Monster in the Scourge, 300. Okay, let's start to talk about this. Okay. There was a lot of mistakes on the side of Keg. I'm going to be completely honest. That was a little rough for Keg. ONUR6 didn't really make any mistakes. I'm going to be honest. I think Keg just kind of handed that game to them wholeheartedly. Straight up handed that game to them. They allowed Sam to take damage early and get picked off early. Sam going in solo into the middle of the field trying to YOLO was not the absolute play. That absolutely hurt Keg because that's another gun out of the fight. There's an old adage on World of Tanks console that we all know, love, and possibly hate. The only gun that doesn't fire is a dead tank. Or the other version is dead tanks don't shoot back. And Sam ran out and, well, your tank is dead, you can't shoot back. Keg, I feel like they absolutely, they had the corner. Like, they had the chance when ONUR6 was coming over. They just needed to hold a little bit longer. They just needed to hold a little bit longer without showing before they showcased themselves, and they could have gotten a full flank or surround on the 3 heavies, on the 3 T-32s on ONUR6. That is, I think, what hurt them the most. Is Keg actually straight up could have completely won that flank. They easily outnumbered them. What was that? I believe it was 5-3. If they just focus fire, they absolutely had that match there. So that was incredibly rough for the side of Keg. Now we're gonna go ahead and see Assault on Prokhorovka again. ONUR6 is the home team, so they do get to pick both maps. Now ONUR6 is gonna be on defender's side for Proc. So we're gonna see exactly now. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't actually remember where the cap is for Assault Proc. I know where multi-base is, so I'm just gonna assume that it's probably not gonna be in a great spot. Tier 8s, Keg really needs to. If Keg does not win this round, they are out of the tournament, and that is a full 3-0 for ONUR6. Keg needs to really hardcore fight back on this game, and I think Keg needs to, number one, play back a little bit. They need to not be super aggressive. Keg needs to not be aggressive. Wait. Bide their time. That's all they need to do. Bide their time, slowly bleed. And they need to hit their shots. ONUR6, however, needs to watch for the flanks. And knowing Keg, they're going to feel the TD. And if they get that TD up on the ridge at E or I believe it's F or H, I believe that's 9, they could completely cover that side of the map. They need to be incredibly careful. ONUR6, when they are defending, they need to make sure that they don't get bled early. The biggest thing so both sides, ONUR6 needs to not get bled, specifically on this map, because Brock is a very, very snowbally map. What I mean by that is that once you take out one side of the map, you steamroll the other side, right? Whereas a lot of maps, it's normally a just one push lane or a brawl lane, or you kind of fan out and you have to win the 1v1s. This is a snowball map. You win one side, you push your advantage. You win the next side, you push your advantage, and you take the game. Now, with that being said, it looks like all tanks are picked, and we're gonna go ahead and get loaded into match 3. Match 3, game point. ONUR6 leads 2-0. All right, here we go. And so the cap for I forgot the cap for Assault is all the way in the back. So on the side of ONUR6, we've got double Paladin, double T32s, triple Stone Colds, and Call of Halo is fielding the Hawk 30. On the side of Keg, we have a Skoda T56, a Paladin, a T32, Barask, Bellerophon, Vanguard, Yazi, and Udez. So they are going to be fielding they're actually fielding double TD this time. And it looks like they're sending both TDs over to the one line. I'm not a complete fan of this unless they get to that complete middle section. Now, here's the rough part. Is that the Yazi does not have super great gun elevation, despite the fact that, it's basically just a Russian knockoff. So it needs to get a solid angle if it wants to be able to shoot properly. The Udez, however, has that really nice kind of rotation on it. And ONUR6 is actually just going to go straight in on these flanks. There is nobody covering the backside. They're going absolutely on the aggressive. J-Dog in the Skoda T56 is by himself. Keg needs to realize this, and they need to start making a move. Their TDs are already getting punished here. They need to make a move into the bowl. They need to either gather or they need to prevent this push on the backside. The Stone Colds and the Hawk 30 are already at the back entrance of the tracks. They're already making their move. Here we go. Stone Colds are moving in, and Uncle Buck is realizing that he's a little too far forward, pushing himself back. And there is a lot of bounce shots, a lot of shots getting connections, and we're going to see an absolute brawl over here on the backside of the tracks. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm talking about. Now we've got Boldy and Sam in the with Sam in the brass. Boldy and the Bellerophon. They're covering this backside here, making sure that they're not allowed to peek for free. J-Dog and the Skoda needs to make sure that Metallica stays in check. There is nobody keeping Monster in check here in the middle side of the rim. Mad Ronin and Captain Wolf need to push into the middle here and punish Monster. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And there's some solid punishment right there. Monster getting punished, realizing that he's now getting flanked. Blurter actually getting control of the bowl and getting the spots. From here, we actually get Sneepri here in the Udez, now possibly able to get shots and start bleeding these Paladins. Sneepri, you got to make those shots. You got to make those count. A lot of members on the side of Keg are very, very low HP. We are going to see some very good bleeds, though, from Keg coming over here onto Metallica Boy, onto Cutter. Boldy, however, in the bell is going to be very, very low. He's about a one shot left. If Uncle Buck's going to get the shot here, oh, he's going to get a solid bounce, though. Boldy might get one or two more shots here. Ooh, Uncle Buck's actually going to take a decent chunk of damage. One more shot, and he could actually go down. Boldy holding strong. Boldy finally going down, but he did his job. He held that post, and Uncle Buck's going to bleed. Samurai here in the Barask, I believe still with 2 shots left in the clip. He may be able to clip Uncle Buck out if he walks back. All of these members on the backside of the tracks are very, very low. Now, coming over to the main middle section, J-Dog has been brawling with Monster and Metallica. We've still got a full health Paladin in T32 and Mad Ronin and Captain Wolf. They need to use that HP to their advantage. And honestly, I think they need to straight up just move over to this middle and push. Flirter constantly staying on the ropes. She needs to go ahead and run up on the tracks here to get spots. Blackshirt's gonna get absolutely punished here. Call of Halo coming over in the Hawk 30. He's gonna miss. Skoda coming over. He's going to get shots. Hawk 30 getting bled. Call of Halo going down. Oh my God. And J-Dog holds strong, ladies and gentlemen. Holding on with 225. Samurai on the backside here with the Barask with 358. Still holding against both Stone Colds. Oh, no, yeah, both Stone Colds. Uncle Buck with 97, Cutter with 323. Keg needs to realize this is their moment. They need to push. They need to get these Stone Colds out, and they need to finish this game. Now, I'm going to assume that it's going to be roughly about 5 to 6 minutes since this match started. They're going to be coming up on the backside of this timer. They need to make their play now. Now, Mad Ronin and Wolf are fully pushing these two Paladins. They need to send someone back to help Samurai keep hold of these Stone Colds. Thankfully, they do have Crazy Taz here in the Yazzie to kind of keep them in check. I'm not a complete fan of Taz's spotting. I really wish that he was a little bit more here in the middle, so that way he could actually get a shot over here on them. Oh, we're going to see Butane go down. Both Paladins are actually down now at this point. All that's left over here in the middle is going to be Metallica in the T32. Keg just needs to play smart, slowly get their bleeds. Unfortunately, J-Dog is going to go down, but that's fine. Keg still holding strong. All they need to do, they don't even need to throw premium. Just throw HE at the turrets. Let them bleed. Bleed them hard. We're going to see some bounce shots here. Mataronin going to take a little bit more damage. Captain Wolf moving up. And we're going to see Metallica go down, ladies and gentlemen. Now all that's left is Cutter in the Stone Cold on the very far back side of the tracks. Ooh, Samurai needs to be careful. He needs to push with his other Brask. He needs to be safe. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Flirter, it looks like he's about to get clipped. Going to start shooting. Start getting shots in. Now this is where Sam comes over. He's going to get the shots on the backside. Cutters go down. Ladies and gentlemen, Keg is still in it. Keg is still going to go, and they're going to go strong. Keg is going to take this and take the match 0-2 to 1-2. That was the plays I wanted to see. And just for this, I do apologize. I didn't mean to do this earlier. Didn't give my last couple MVPs their spots, so just to see the MVP scores, I'm going to go ahead and just pause that there and then move on. So that way we can bring the scoreboards back up. Absolutely nuts, ladies and gentlemen. What an insane match. That's the fight I wanted from Keg. That's the kind of bleeding I asked from them. That's the shit I like. All right, so on the side of ONUR6, Metallica and the T-32, 1,400 damage. Black Shirt and the Stone Cold, 1 kill, 1,100. Cutter and the Stone Cold, 1 kill, 1,000. Call of Halo and the Hawk 30, 900. Monster and the T-32, 600. Uncle Buck and the Stone Cold, 500. Brother Butane and the Paladin, 200. And Long Key and the Paladin, 200. On the side of Keg, Sneepri and the Udez with 3k damage. Mad Ronin and the Paladin, 2 kills, 2,200. J-Dog and the Skoda, 2,200. Captain Wolf and the T-32, 3 kills, 2,000. Flirter in the Vanguard, 2 kills, 800. Boldy in the Bell, 400. Taz in the Yazi, 400. And Samurai in the Barask, 1 kill, 97 damage with 800 assist. And Boldy had 1,300 assist. Absolutely fucking nuts. That's the game that I wanted to see. That was so much better of a game overall. There was far less mistakes from both teams, in my opinion. Unfortunately, the few mistakes that were made were very, very vital. Number one, ONUR6 did not keep their Paladins in the bowl. If they had kept their Paladins in the bowl, they would have kept vision on everybody there in the middle. And they gave up on the bowl. That was incredibly rough. The other thing is that ONUR6 didn't have anybody to counter to really hardcore counter Flirter, who was nonstop spotting for them. So that was a little bit rough. On the backside, ONUR6 had the advantage. They had the overmatch, right? They had the 2 Stone Colds. They had the Hawk 30. They were all prepped, ready to go. And they got stuck on Boldy and the Bellervon. I've got to see, actually, how much damage did Boldy block? Boldy didn't block that much. He blocked 840 damage, but he blocked 10, but he hit 10 shells worth, or he got hit 10 times. So that's a decent chunk of HP to block. Mad Ronin and the Paladin got a little bit of block there too. Surprisingly enough, actually, I'm surprised that the Skoda did not get as much block as I was hoping to. But J-Dog getting a decent chunk of damage, 2,200. Overall, absolutely solid match. ONUR6, I think the issue was that they didn't press their advantage and they didn't knock out Boldy. If they had knocked out Boldy, Sam would not have been able to sit back behind Boldy and kind of take that cover and take that positioning. And the other issue was that when they killed Boldy, Sam got to sit behind his dead body, so he got to just chill there and hang out for a little bit. But absolutely nuts match. Absolutely phenomenal. Much better of a game. That was the fight I wanted to see. Now, can Keg hold on for another match? I want to see Keg field another light tank this game, and here is why. I have seen what Keg can do with the Barasks, and I'm honestly not impressed with it. I want to see Flirter in that Vanguard get posted up somewhere and just sit there. Get that initial round of spots for the first 2 to 3 minutes, just running along the ridge line like you do in pub games, and then all of a sudden, poof, drops off the map. Now she goes and sits in a bush, and she just sits there and waits. She waits for someone to get low, bink, 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 run back, leave, right? The other thing that I think that they could do is, I wasn't so terribly impressed with the Yazi. I don't think the Yazi was the play. I think the Udez was much better because of the way that its camo was set up. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into game number 4. Current score now stands ONUR6 leads 2-1 against KEGSOK. All right, now with this being said, we're going to go over the defending team here first. So on the side of Keg, we've got Skoda T56, Paladin T32, a Barask TL1 LPC, Vanguard, Yazi, and Udez. On the side of ONUR6, we've got double T32, we've got double Scourge. We have a slight change up in plans. We are also going to see double Stone Cold in Aguila, and we're actually going to see Call of Halo in the SU-101. That is a little bit interesting. I have not seen the SU-101 in a while, so I got to come in and take a look at this. Wow. I forgot how ugly of a tank that is. But I've seen Call of Halo play as TDs, so I'm very excited to see what he can do with it. So, We're going to see some early spots from Flirter, already taking advantage of being fast, getting in the bowl, and immediately getting out. Nice job skirting around those shots, just getting those immediate. And it's looking like ONUR6 is going to go for a full one-line push. Now, this is a classic old school Chai strat. Chai and Immortal strat, where they put everything on the one line and they just barrel roll. Unfortunately for them, both TDs are prepped, ready to go, and they're ready. They're both on the tracks. The issue is that the Paladin and the T-32 here are separated and isolated. What they need to do is Keg needs to get their mediums here on these backsides and start punishing. Now, Cutter's here in the Aguila on the backside, ready to go. We are going to see a little bit of bleeds. T-32s are actually going to take a decent chunk of damage crossing over there. Solid bleeds by Keg. Absolutely well done. Unfortunately, the Scourges are going to get back down to the corner here over to B2A2. And this is where things are going to get a little bit rough. Now, here's the good thing, though, for Keg. T-32 and Paladin are actually on the second ridge, and that's what I wanted to mention. They were able to back up onto the second ridge, so the Scourges aren't able to get completely free shots on them. And if they poke, they're going to get punished by them, and they've got the TDs on the backside. Now, I'm going to hear a little bit of tracking here. It sounds like, somebody took a solid track. Boldy taking a little bit of damage here on the backside. Samurai getting a little too frisky on that backside, forgetting that Cutter does exist. And Cutter is one of the more accurate players on ONUR6. J-Dog needs to be careful. He's getting a little bit too frisky over here in the middle. He has no cover. He needs to find one. He needs to find a building or a rock to really get a nice hole down to. Now, Mad Ronin and Captain Wolf are going to be holding this middle section. It looks like ONUR6 is actually going to get ready to go for a push here. They may actually go for a full one-line push. They need to be careful. Keg, so the Udez, so Sneepri has already taken a little bit of damage. Thankfully, though, Taz has not. He's still a full health Yazi with a very, very big gun. So Keg needs to send their two mediums, and they need to go deal with this Aguila. Straight up, that Aguila is starting to punish the Skoda hard. And the Skoda is what's going to keep them in this middle ridge area from getting countered here. And it looks like Cutter's actually going to start moving forward. J-Dog taking a little too much damage. He needs to be careful. Taking way too much bleed. J-Dog's probably going to get over these tracks here. No, he's not. He's going to get clipped, and he's going to get murdered. Now, Cutter is on the backside here, making his move. This is not good for Sam. If the Aguila comes over, he will win that 1v. Sam will lose that 1v1 to the Aguila, and he's actually going to get shot here. He's going to rush that shot, and the Aguila's going to move in, and we're actually going to see a 1v1. Flirter's going to take a bit of damage. Flirter going in going in to try and distract them. I'm really not a fan of this play. Flirter going in, tossing her HP a bar away like this, I'm honestly not a fan of. And Mad Ronin is also going to go down. Flirter's also going to go down. This is not looking good for Keg. Keg still has their baseline here. So, thankfully, they still have Boldy and the Stone Cold. They still have double TD. Unfortunately, Sam over here in the Brask is losing the 1v1 to Aguila in the Cutter and the Aguila. And there goes Sneepri. There goes one of their TDs. This, ladies and gentlemen, could be game. Big Crazy Taz in the Yazi trying to get for a solid shot. Looks like the Scourge is going to come over. He honestly should wait for the Scourge to just pop up and lay him with a big old wet one. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Oh, he's not even going to try and challenge him. Is he just going to go? Are they going to go for the cap? Or are they going to go for the kills? All right, Sam is down now. All that's left is Boldy, and Boldy's actually going to get immediately taken out. They may end up rushing him, and I really hope so. I want to see Taz get a full-on clean shot on somebody. Taz getting some decent jukes. Taz going to get hit. Taz is going to go down. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. ONUR6 is going to go 3-1 and finish their game. All right. Absolutely nuts. The fourth game was a little bit lackluster overall, but it was overall, it was a solid series. I am very, to be honest, I'm not completely surprised in the outcome. Um, but I am happy with some of the results. Now, let's go ahead and go over the scoreboards. Taz and the Yazi with 1,700. Sneepri and the Udaz with 1,400. Samurai and the Barask with 1,400. Captain Wolf and the T-32 with 1,300. Boldy and the Unskinned Stone Cold 500. Mad Ronin and the Paladin 200. J-Dog and the Skoda, Triple Goose Egg, and Flirter and the Vanguard with only 800 assisted. On the side of ONUR6, Uncle Buck and the Stone Cold, 1 kill, 2,400. Lonky and the Stone Cold, 1,700. Butane and the T-32, 1 kill, 1,600. Metallica and the Scourge, 2 kills, 1,500. Call of Halo and the SU-101, 1,300. Cutter in the Aguila, 2 kills, 800. Monster and the Scourge, 1 kill, 300. And Blackshirt in the T-32, 1 kill, 300. Overall, I think that last game was... I understand where it went. Honestly, I genuinely actually really liked Sam's or whoever on Keg came up with that strat, because it's very much a standard strat that we come up with, but it was a slight variation. But I'm not sure if I liked the little bit of variation that they had. And what I mean by this is they sent Sam in the Barask to go deal with Cutter in the Aguila. The issue is that they should have sent both Sam and Boldy in the Stone Cold down there to deal with the Aguila. Because if the Aguila doesn't get to cover that side, then they just get to move up onto the flank. Now, that was a pretty standard front to back offense to defense assault wise. Again, ONUR6 did a standard, did an old school style push overall, so I'm not really too surprised by all of that. So yeah, and it is confirmed that is going to be it for the matches. Um, I think Keg, I think Keg in their Keg in the first match, I think played really well. They floundered in the second match. They performed absolutely phenomenally in the third match, and then they kind of, I think they botched their strat, which again was a standard strat for NBA. So overall, I don't think that the strat was a bad idea. I think the variation that they put on it, the fact that they only had Samurai on down by the far side of the train tracks, down by the K line, was a little bad. Having him by himself down there was a little rough. What they should have done is they should have said is that once they had Flirter ready to go, they should have sent Flirter, Boldy, Sam into the back line ready to go. All of the Scourges and the T-32s were all prepped in the corner, right? So if they tried to push, they had cover with the Paladin, with the Skoda, with the T-32. They had the cover. The other issue was that, in my opinion, J-Dog definitely bled way too much damage by being in the middle there. I think that J-Dog needed to be on the backside ridge. So for those of you that don't know, on proc, the A cap for NBA is in the middle of the three ridges. He should have been on that third ridge, and then technically the fourth ridge is the train tracks. If he was on the third ridge, he could have sat safely back, covered them from anybody that pushed, and he still would have gotten the majority of what he needed, which was to cover the middle section. The issue was that he was on top of the hill, and it definitely messed with him because Cutter got free shots on him. We saw, I believe it was who was it on the side of ONUR6? I think it was Call of Halo may have gotten a free shot on him. I definitely saw the T-32s get free shots on him, and that definitely hurt. But overall, though, I'm actually very impressed. After I've been watching Keg for a while now, talking to them, hanging out with them, and getting to see them improve, this was a great series for them. ONUR6 performed really well in the first game. Came down to the wire again in the first game. The first game was just a little bit unlucky for Keg's side. I think they just had some really bad bounces. Game 2, absolutely slaughtered. Phenomenal game, well played by ONUR6. Third game, honestly surprised at that defense. couple mistakes, and then fourth game they shut it out. They finally were like, nope, we're done, and they went ahead and called it the 3-1. But absolutely well done. Congratulations on your 6. You'll be going, I believe it's to the semifinals, if I am correct. Yep, semifinals. So on your 6, well done. Congrats, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for stopping by today. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful time.